Hello, I'm Captain Vile. Welcome back to Goofy Practices Sorcery. It's part 2. We're in Kare, the City of Thieves. Excuse me. I guess call that because every time I read my character's voice lines, I read them in Goofy's voice. And as I've explained before, I have to explain why it's called Goofy Practices Sorcery each and every episode, in case someone's just starting the series and wondering why the hell it's called Goofy Practices Sorcery if I don't talk that episode, or if my character doesn't talk or whatever. You feel better for your night's rest. Going downstairs, you find the bartender miserably counting coins on the bar. Need anything? He asks, hopefully. Directions? You reply. The innkeeper laughs. Just follow your nose. Everything in Kare stinks, so it'll take you where you need to go. It's unhelpful. You shake your head at his useless advice and take your leave of the inn. Yeah, I'm not giving you any money. I could have just robbed you, basically. Excuse me. Outside, the air tastes fresh. It has rained a little overnight. A little distance from here, a busy crossroads makes the start of the city. So we have to find 4 sentences to open the gate, because it's locked magically. So we begin the hunt now. Following its track for a few minutes, you reach a junction where 3 roads begin. These are little outskirts of Kare. Huts huddle like beggars on either side of the tracks leading uphill to the city port. Pause and look around. It must be clear to everyone around that you are a stranger in these parts. The city's inhabitants, a multitude of malevolent creatures who would kill for the laces of your boots, turn to watch you as you pass. You are Sport, a figure to be jostled and robbed, and one who will most likely fall prey to the strange, elaborate system of traps laid across Kare by the early settlers who look to protect themselves from one another. Look at the pass. There are more people here than you've seen in a long time. You cast an eye across the faces to see if any are Flanker, the assassin you met outside Tornapi. Look ahead. Ahead is a main road to the center of Kare. Its surface rutted with cartwheels. Further in the distance you see fields, this route taken by a supply wagon to the docks. Right. To the right, heads track towards fields. A hut stands a little further on. Left. Excuse me. To the left you see a group of scruffy youngsters walking up the road with packs on their backs. The business of this place is confusing, but you have to simply strike out. The North Gate awaits! Simply strike out. Oh, as I thought it was, look, the North Gate is to the left, but no, the narrator is telling me, hey, get a move on. Just at that moment, a cart rolls down the road from the right between the caravans around the corner to take the main track ahead. On its back are several crates. One teeters for a moment, then falls near your feet, its lid cracking open. Look inside the crate! Laying down in the mud, you pry open the crate with your fingers. Inside is a pile of smashed bottles. Thick liquid purple spills around, shattered with shards of glass. There are perhaps 4 bottles intact. Blimbri, a potion with many healing properties. Take 4 bottles. Take all of the bottles. Because those are rations, practically. Hang on, how many do we have now? Are they magical items? 5 bottles of Blimbri juice. 5 bottles. That can heal us, that can act as food. Let's take ahead. Sorry, I woke up shortly before recording. Don't do that. Anyone wants to record videos, don't do that right before recording. You should pick out a time to record, especially if you have a time to upload. I normally do it at like 2, but I'm going to watch a movie at 3. I'm going to go watch Puss in Boots, the second one with Jason. I should be watching it while this is uploaded, because I'm going at 3:10 to go watch it, and it's like an hour 41 minutes. Excuse me. And hey, that'll lighten up the excuse me. Undertale video, I guess? I keep burping and yawning. I don't know why I guess it's just a cereal. I drank the milk really quickly. Whatever. Game. But I do want to say, hey, I can lighten up the Undertale video with or like a review of it, non-spoiler, however, because I mean, it's apparently really good. You stay on the main road, which rises up a slope and creates a small settlement of poor huts. You pass these homes, ugly creatures gather to watch you in silence. A little further on, you come across a body lying face down in the gutter, a beggar asleep, or some sort of creature in a drunken store. Super. Check if he's alive. You approach the limb of the body cautiously. Nobody in the street seems to be taking any notice. You bend down a little closer, shake the shoulder of the body. There is no response. Roll him over. Oh, he's leaping at me. It's a zombie. You grip the body's arm and turn it over. As a face swings around, you jump back. Aghast, the body is a semi-decayed corpse, with a running head that is half skull, half putrid flesh, and worse, an evil smile is spreading across its face. A moment later, it's sprung to leap, its feet leaping at you. Cast a spell? No, that's too much stamina. Meh. Oh, we don't have a rock. Clones? Sure. He's an ugly looking thing. Hey, look, a cat. Alright, anyway. You cast a spell, creating 5 identical copies of yourself, then charge to battle as one. At your sword arm stroke, the first attack. Good lord, I'm sorry. At your first sword stroke, attacking the creature explodes into a mess of body parts, heads, legs, and arms, all separately coming forward to tear you apart. But each of your clones tackling a different part, the fight is quickly settled. The body parts on the ground squirm and slowly ooze back together. The corpse now looks once again like it had been run over by a chariot race. But it's definitely lying still, for now at least. Search the body. Oh, it doesn't have any. Expecting another immediate attack, you go to search over the body, but it's still clothed in rags and barely has any pockets, let alone anything inside them. Look in the corpse's fro. Disgusted, you push your fingers back into the corpse's throat. Something? Yes, with fingertips you draw out a fragment of paper. It's a handwritten line, been half torn along the script, and you cannot make out the words. Keep the note. You pocket the strange note. Perhaps later you will discover what it means. From a nearby doorway, a face appears and beckons you over. I'm gonna get robbed. Excuse me. You stride over to the hut. The face is of a small gnome who begins to chatter in a high-pitched voice. You killed it. Did you kill it? I think you killed it. Yeah, I killed it. You agree? It's wonderful, the gnome says. We're saved. It'll be a good few months until it wakes up again. We'll cart it somewhere else. Yeah, I wanted to thank you. We're just behind for something. Wait, he's not gonna kill me. He's happy. They just paid us. He gave us $5. You wait. The gnome produces a small bag containing 5 gold pieces. I'm sure it's not much to a man like you. He apologizes. But it's from all of us. And peering through the window of the tiny hut, you make out. Oh wait. Oh wait, no. But they could see a window where someone was looking out in the monster. That's cool. Peering through the window, you can make out 20 or so faces. Sorry. You'll do, you reply curtly. That's about the north gate. You guys know anything? Now maybe you can help me. Which way do I go for the north gate, you ask? North, the gnome replies, with a perfectly straight face. But you'll find it locked. It's been locked for years. There's a spell for lines. But only the nobles know. Gosh, where can I find the nobles? You ask the gnome. Well, there's one of them right there. That thing? He answers, pointing to the street. The rest of us just should be in the council, but people say they've gone missing. He taps the side of his nose. The first noble's been in the council for 2 months now on his own. The gnome is starting to look awkward. Let's leave. He's gonna like kill us or something. You bid the gnome farewell. Before you go, the creature says, we've got one more gift for you. There's more kerfuffle. And then he brings out a small vial of sand. Hard to come by, so far from the sea. But its use, I hear. It winks. You thank him and place the gift carefully in your pack. Then continue way up the street. Continue way up the street. Alright, what do you give me? Magical items? Pouch of sand. I think I already had that. So just other items. Parchment paper. Pergament's been torn. It cannot be read. Alright. Treasure? Keys? Rusty key. Clues. Well, we got clues. Weapons. Treasure? 17 gold pieces. Rat. It's not there, but it's gonna see. Yeah, we got one, like, fruit. One sword. Where's the... I don't know where it was, but he gave us, like, some sand. Right? Where you go? He brings out a small vial of sand. It's a vial! Vial? That's me. Yeah, I know, it's V-I-A-L, but whatever. You continue along the road. On one side, the buildings are replaced by patches of fields, roughly fenced by housing small, skinny cattle. It's quiet. No one about. This part of the city port's barely inhabited. Certainly not somewhere the nobles would be found, but you're able to learn some useful information from inhabitants all the same. You pass by a large structure and the door is wide open. The smell of incense floats out from within. Look at the building. You stop and peer inside, but make nothing out of the darkness. It seems to be a wide open, unlit space. The low sound of chattering floats through the streets. A woman's voice. Alright. You step into the gloomy shade of building. I'm sorry for constantly messing up the words, but whatever. If you've watched most of the episodes, you know I kind of suck at reading aloud. The aroma of perfume and oils grows so thick that you begin to cough and choke, announcing your presence to whomever is inside. The singing voice falls silent. Gorge, who's there? You call out into the darkness. There's no reply, just a quiet sound, like a light footstep of the turning of a book page. Then his voice. Greetings, man of Analand. I see you're in a bold type. Greetings. You answer. The voice laughs, a gentle, pealing sound like a chipe. I see you are searching for something. I'm after the North Gate spill. Yep. Yeah. You reply. Is that so? That is forbidden knowledge. The voice laughs again. Like a palm. There's that noise again, like a palm slipping down. I see difficulty upon difficulty. Gee, can you help? Another slap. It's the sound of a card being turned from a deck. Card? Card games? Gambling? Can I gamble in this game? Tell me, she says. Speak a word, and I will tell you what I see. Gate. I see a closed door. I see a whispered secret. I see a trap of fire. Magic. I see a dead end with a closed door. I see a wise man. With the card reversed, it means death. But the card is reversed. This means death. I see a snake in its own tail. Eat its own tail. Noble. I see a grave. I see ghosts who walk. I see a wise man. Suddenly, from the far end of the room, a single candle flame ignites. A shade has been lifted from a lamp, revealing a woman's deep hood seated at a star-shaped table. She's reading cards laid in front of her. You step forward, and she looks sharply, eyes wide with fear. Stay back! She cries. You seek the crown of kings. You intend to conquer the world. I seek to save it. Nothing will save it. The damage is done. It'd be better if the crown were dropped into the sea. Remember this. Who are you? You step forward once more. A woman looks deep and look. The woman looks up with deep eyes. A long scar runs across her face from mouth to left ear. I see things, she says, that I'll now wish to hear. I wish to hear. Tell me more. She nods. You are wise. She returns another card, a movement that is almost involuntary. Then she looks up at you. Remember this. The crown is Adankare, but there are many who claim it. Many who claim it, and only one who is deceived. Only one true believes. Thanks. You thank her for a mysterious warning, but their attention is lost once more, taken by the cracks in the flagstone floor on which she sits. The streets will burn, she murmurs. The walls must be turned around. Leave her to her dark vision and step into the path of a continued journey. Crazy lady. Didn't even give me a clue. The road continues up a small rise between fields. Since no one can leave the walls of Kara, the citizens do their farming inside the walls best they can. From the field to your right, you hear a groan. To your left, a narrow pathway winds. Look for the noise. Half a dozen fat pigs grubbling muck to the right, just beyond the group of creatures huddling around a fire pit. From where the drafts, a mouth-watering smell. Look at the creatures. Kari seems to be filled with creatures you can't place. One thing, half another. But from the way the strange creatures at the fire pit sit and talk, they do not seem their own differences. One you see, however, beckoning with a large clawed hand. Alright. Excuse me. You clamber over the fence and stride towards the creature. Within a few paces, the smell of cooking meat reaches your nostrils, and you see a large pig turning over a fire pit above a fire. The creature who waved you has watched you approach. He grins hooked teeth and cocks his head at you in greeting. A spell might help here. Kill them all. Sus. Create fake gold. Lively dancing. You pull out your pipe and cast a spell and begin to play. The leader, Poacher gets to his feet, and to the amusement of his fellows, he begins to dance. Dragging up two of his friends, soon the whole camp is on its feet, clapping, jumping, and falling about in enjoyment. In fact, your spell quickly wears off, but the poachers continue to enjoy themselves. As they tire, the pig is fully roasted. The leader poacher claps you on the back and gestures for you to sit down. Take a place in the circle around the fire. The creatures shuffle and shift to make room for you. Ask for some pig. May I share your pig? Poacher laughs. Ah, not our pig. And there's plenty. Help yourself. Takes pig. We've eaten today, which means we don't have to do it later. And you can sleep without consequence. Reach over the fire and pull off a leg of the pig and devour an entire leg? Crikey. The meat is succulent and rich, the best meal you've had in a long while. You thank the poachers, who shrug it off indifferently. Ask them about the North Gate. I'm heading for the North Gate. You tell them. Gosh, can you help me find my way? Yeah. The leader poacher looks at you with interest. Why are you going to the Backlands? I am on a quest. Yep. You reply, trusting that these ruffians are lowly enough not to be in the Archmage's play. The lead poacher nods, accepting your answer. North Gate's a hard thing to open. I've never heard of anyone doing it. The spell lines? I've never heard of it. Okay. The spell lines? Yep. He nods seriously. Who could I ask about the lines? Yep. That's weird. Who could I ask about the lines, you ask? Or who could I ask about the lines? Yep. Lord Agle's one says. You could track him down. The others nod in agreement. He's a miserable cur, he adds. But he knows everything there is to know. Was a noble himself, you know. From across the table, the woman begins to sing. Poachers smile and clap on their back. Sorcery is coming. You talk to her.
Oh, who is Sorcery? Yep.
Sorcery is our treasure, the man says. Sorcery is how we know what we should do. You'll see. By now, the woman has reached the group. She greets the men with a kiss on each cheek. You notice she's carrying something carefully in a cloth. The man beside you beckons her to sit down beside him. This is our visitor. Greetings, Cersei says. What can I help you with?
I need to open the north gate.
Yeah. And then the thing on the cloth is a huge button, and she hits it, and the north gate opens, and I run to the north gate, and the series ends. She smiles. Tricky. Very tricky.
Hang on, someone just rang the doorbell. You heard that, but I'm seeing if they left.
Because I can see the porch from my window, from the blinds, but not all of it. Because we're not allowed to open the door.
I don't know if anyone else is home.
But we're not allowed to open the door when we're like home alone or whatever. So I just kind of have to deal with them if they continue ringing the doorbell and hope that they think no one's home. Oh well. Tricky, very tricky, she speaks. She squats down to her heels and places the cloth on the ground, unwrapping it slowly, an orb of crystal. Try to steal the orb.
I met another fortune teller already. Yup.
You tell her.
Just before I came up here.
Sorcery laughs. The girl playing with her cards? I'd say she gambles more than she sees. I love gambling. Cersei sees all.
More. Cersei sees all.
One of the poachers calls out. For instance, which fields will be left untended? Says another, with a hearty laugh. Oh, you know, that's just his voice. He has a very feminine voice.
I'll hear my or do I have any? I'll hear my fortune.
You declare. The men cheer. You kneel down in mud. I need silver. I don't have any silver.
I have nothing to give you. Yeah.
She shrugs. It is not a price, you understand. It's part of the magic. Picking up her crystal, she moves over to one of the other men, who ends with what looks like a silver tooth, and then sits down to hear his fortune. She places the palm on this crystal and begins to hum. Doesn't look like any fortune-telling spell you have ever read about. Wait, watch. A minute passes, you see Cersei's eyes flick open. I see a long journey, she says to a man. In a distant land, I see danger and excitement.
This is nonsense.
This is clearly nonsense. She's a charlatan. Her little performance continues. I see more. You must watch for danger, or for a dagger and a fish. I see a road paved with white stone leading to a place of great sadness. A blind man who will stab you in the back. She lifts her palm from the glass and smiles, someone gets her pork to eat.
Off to read her fortune. Gosh, let me try reading your fortune.
You declare into the quiet that follows her reading.
You tell everyone else's. You must be curious of your own.
Cersei stops eating to stare at you. There is a murmur of excitement from the group. This is a most unusual challenge. Excuse me. You? She demands. And what do you know is fortune-telling?
I am a sorcerer.
She raises a thin, dark eyebrow in cool surprise. Are you? You hold out a hand for the crystal orb. Not taking her eyes off you, she puts it in your hand. And then she sits in front of you. Well then, tell me what you see for old poor Sorcery, she declares, her eyes flashing with the challenge. You take a moment to collect your thoughts. The orb is pleasingly heavy in your palm. Cast a spell, because there is actually a look to the future spell. I know the episode's kind of long, but this is interesting. It's far away. You cast a spell, placing the orb in your hands. Crystal orb mind. Your mind clears and a vision forms, but not of Sorcery and her future, but of your own. You see yourself in a low stone shrine somewhere in the city of Kare. A man in a long white robe stands at your elbow. He is speaking. What is the answer to the question that has never been asked? You see your own mouth open to reply. You concentrate hard as you can, struggling to maintain the vision. Then it begins to slip. There's a touch in your hand. Another presence joins yours.
Sorcery.
You breathe in. Your vision, you see the man in white bow his head, defeated at the word.
The vision fades. Rissy is watching intently, waiting to hear her fortune. The crowd around you eagerly leans in. I see nothing. Yeah. You shake her head. I see nothing. I'm sorry. She looks crestfallen, but is somehow not surprised. Of course not. A great and weighty decision seems to come across her face. She looks for you for a moment to confirm and nods once more. Quite obvious. The stranger's right. I must make a confession. Slip away. So I'm going to leave. You slip away. I have told great fortunes. Good ones, Cersei continues sadly. That is why I should give away the orb. One poacher denies. The poacher cannot believe their ears. One denies it, another claims to have known all along. A third, who seems lost a lot of money on a bet once, becomes quite enraged and is held back by two more. Within a few moments, the whole group is rolling around in the mud, engaged in the most almighty punch-up. Slip away with the orb. Oh, goddammit. No, 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 I want the orb. One of them shouts, it's all his fault. Run away with the orb. No, they broke the orb over my head. You try to run, but the man-sized horse drives to your legs. A moment later, you're down on the mud in the middle of a bruise up with your life. You crawl out from under the pile, 15 men, to find the precious orb has shattered into a million fragments, and several of those fragments have cut you in the leg inside. You limp back to the road. You got 2 new clues. Well, that didn't work out, did it? We did not get an orb. We actually got stabbed by the orb. Well, we have some interesting clues, but thank you for watching. Good, Vile.